I'm Jordan, and I'm a third-year dental student at the dental school down the road. And the method that I'm going to be talking to you guys tonight about is a method that I use with parents of pediatric patients who are undergoing treatment at the operating room. But tonight I'm going to tell you how I used it on my grandmother. We're good. So the woman in the picture with me is my wonderful grandmother, affectionately known as my little Italian grandmother, Nani. And she may look like the typical meatball-making Italian grandmother, but she is very tough and persistent. So one night she wasn't feeling well, and an ambulance was called to her house. And no matter what, my mom, who's been a nurse for over 30 years, or the poor EMT who she decided to just be honest with, told her that she had to go, she sent the ambulance on its way without her. So how can we take someone who's a little stubborn and a little sassy and motivate them to make a change for the better? Motivational interviewing, or MI, is a way to use open-ended questions and assess someone for change. It strays away from the typical yes, no, typical conversations that we have with people and uses open-ended questions. So Nani can often be found in her closet, organizing, folding clothes, whatever it is that she does up there. And sometimes she gets low blood sugar and ends up not feeling well. But instead of coming downstairs, she stays up there because she's too afraid that she might fall down the stairs. And when I found out that this was happening, I was a little concerned, so I decided to try out motivational interviewing on her. And at first, I had to assess where she was on the road to change, and also accept her as the expert of her life and of her routine, because she really is. So I started out with open-ended questions such as, tell me about your morning routine, tell me what's important on your to-do list. And this way, I could see what her value system was and really tailor any information that I gave her to her life. So these really helped open up the lines for communication. And we decided, this isn't product placement, we decided that she would have a Coke can upstairs by her bed, and if she got low blood sugar, she could sit on her bed, drink it, and wait till she felt good enough to come downstairs to her medication. So this was a real result that helped her. So on the road to change, if you've ever tried to change anything, you know it doesn't happen overnight. And I had to decide where she was initially. And I would say she was at a decreased desire to change. She didn't want to have her whole schedule changed around or anything like that. So we had to take little steps. And I really had to roll with resistance. And I couldn't say, you need to come downstairs every 30 minutes to check your blood sugar. I also had to express empathy that in her value system, her to-do list was of monumental importance to her, and support self-efficacy that she was in charge. And I believe this actually has a big role in the healthcare system. It's been shown that doctors interrupt patients within 18 seconds of a patient disclosure, sending the message, whether intentionally or unintentionally, that what the patient's saying isn't important. And I have to say that as a dental student, sometimes I'm a little guilty of this myself. We learn a lot of facts about teeth and gums, and it's so easy when a patient says something to just spit information right out at them. But if we don't think about how we can really tailor that information into a framework that makes sense for them and their life, it could end up causing undue stress, or they might not do it at all. And I found this to be true with Nani. If I had told her she had to change her whole day around, she probably would have ignored it, and also probably would have insulted me like the EMT as well. So active and reflective listening are a critical part of motivational interviewing. Active listening is very important because it allows us to, calm our brains down and not think of a rebuttal or a response to someone, which can be challenging at times, and that was something during this process I really had to work on. Also, when I would talk to Nani, I would make sure that she knew that what she was saying was important to me, and I would summarize what she was saying that, it sounds like you're saying this, is this what you mean, so that I could make sure that the information that I was giving her would really work for her. And then reflective listening is along the same lines, but it respects that the person who's speaking, so in my example, Nani, is the expert and is the one where change has to come from. I can't force her to change if she doesn't want to. And then these are some, if you want to give it a test drive, these are some examples of general questions that you can use to try motivational interviewing, and then some examples of how to summarize with reflective and active listening, and some affirmation examples, because everyone likes to get positive feedback and it helps people change. And then this is another acronym to use, OARS. If you remember OARS, you can do motivational interviewing anywhere, anytime. So open-ended questions, affirmations, reflections, and summarization. It's as easy as that, and you can use it on friends, family, anyone. So this quote kind of summarizes my, journey with Nani to the Coke can. Little tweaks can lead to big changes. The Coke can and having it upstairs isn't what I would have picked and not what I would have found optimal, but it is what is optimal for her and what works best for her. So this picture really summarizes the road to change in motivational interviewing. It's not just, 0 to 60 overnight, wow, I made this great change. It's a long process. Sometimes there's setbacks, but if you keep working and keep looking ahead, eventually you'll reach your goal. So I want to thank you all for coming, and I want to ask or challenge you to find someone to motivational interview in your life. Thank you.